Welcome in, folks. Time for the afternoon side of things. They did get started a little bit early, so I rushed up here and turned on all of our equipment and believe we're off and running and good to go. You're currently taking a look at junior showmanship for dairy, the 4-H side. Livia Fokin, Pearl Williams, and Sophia Williams all out there. Steve Wolf, the judge. And we did just, they completed the FFA side of goat showmanship before I got set up. But let's listen in.
Lines out, gives you a pretty good look here on the profile. Long-sided, one that reads with the right kind of rib shape and volume. Maybe when you get your hands on him, he's not just super massive up high, doesn't come with the most amount of rack shape, one that doesn't come with the most amount of muscle ever, but one that I think is a very good place to go ahead and start for us today. Good job. Congratulations.
Next in the ring will be breeding meat goats with Lorena Shada and Callie Harris.
To where the left side of it was like right here.
Only got two here and ones that are at different stages of their life, and so you kind of got to take that in and use it for you. And there's one out here that I think just in terms of their skeleton hooks up better for me. One that in terms of their blade, it reads more correct. One that hooks up stronger right there behind her shoulder. One that has you watch her get out and go. One that hits the surface square. One that comes with some more genuine stoutness about her. She may not be the biggest, but one that I think just in terms of her skeleton and being able to go home and make a difference, your champion doe will be right here. Congratulations. Taking nothing away from the young lady's red doe here in second. One that I think comes with more genuine rib and power than our champion, but one that's just not built as good. One that wants to kind of drop out there in terms of her chest floor. Doesn't tie as high, and one that wants to get off right behind her blade, but two very nice females. Congratulations.
And that actually concludes the FFA goat show. Moving into the 4-H show as we change staff up in here, the different pieces, and change ribbons. First in our ring with the
Okay, so that's how fast the FFA goat show went.
And that will be Lorena Shada as she changes clothes, some things to get from FFA to 4-H. Callie Harris, again, changing in from things, and Keelan Watun. I'll give them a little bit of children changeovers.
So they're doing the change from FFA to 4-H goats already.
As you're watching, as you're listening to the judge here, make sure you listen to what he's wanting to have today and what
Junior showmanship dairy is what you're looking at right now. Livia Fokin, Pearl Williams, and Sophia Williams. And those three are the only ones that are showing anything in dairy. This year. Like I said, they started FFA goats a little before 1 o'clock, so I ran up here and got started. By the time we turned on the cameras, they'd already wrapped up FFA showmanship. 3 entries in that. And then just had a single entry and then 2 entries in another class. So FFA just with 3 total participants in goats, but seen a lot of 4-H goats over there, so should have a good goat show for 4-H coming up. That will get started with senior goat showmanship with Lorena Shada, Callie Harris, and Keelan Watoon. And then we've got 4 junior goat showmen and 4 pre-junior goat showmen.
Entering the ring for senior showmanship for 4-H goats will be Lorena Shada, Callie Harris, and Callan Watu.
Okay, so 4-H goats starting up over there. That's senior showmanship, as you heard announced. Junior showmanship still going on for dairy as well. Lorena Shada, Callie Harris, and Keelan Wattoon all out there. Looks like we'll hear from the judge over there.
Getting this show started off same way with showmanship, good way to get started. And while we saw these 3 kids a couple classes ago, that doesn't mean that the placing is going to be the same way. But with that, we're still looking for the same thing. Kids that can get out and travel the ring smooth for me, ones that are consistent in terms of getting their feet set up correctly, ones that can show off their goat better. And with that, showmanship is a 2-man game. You and your dance partner have to be willing to do their job, and if there's one that's not quite wanting to do it, well, that's sad, just because you got to have both parts to be good in showmanship. And with that said, I do believe there's one out here that is staying smooth, one that once they've gotten their goat set up, they haven't moved. Maybe would like to fix their head and neck placement just a little bit. But with that one that is doing a very good job, your champion showman will be right here. Congratulations. For reserve, it does get closer for me because they're very different type of show. One that's a little bit smoother, and then you got one that I prefer their head placement, but their goat's not quite wanting to work for them. And with it being a 2-man game, got to have one that both parts are wanting to do. So we'll go right here. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, and we've got 3 young ladies here in our Custer County Dairy Show that have done an outstanding job showing and presenting their animals in junior showmanship. We kind of did a little bit of a workshop type show today. We kind of worked on a little bit of things they could be improving on. But the young lady with the Holstein spring calf here is going to win today simply because she has an advantage, because she has an animal that's a little bit closer to her size, a little easier to control. She kind of controls that head and keeps it up better, a little quicker setting her up, feet and legs. Our next 2 young ladies coming out with the Jersey cows do a tremendous job. We're doing a really good job setting them up to start out with, but we just kind of had to talk about that a little bit. They were kind of getting some legs crossed, but we got that straightened out. Just like to see them be able to maybe control those heads a little better and keep them straight and high. But a nice job, girls.
In the ring right now, the goat showmanship is the junior goat showmanship, junior showman. And it is Quinn Rosentrader, Addie Jones, Leah Cox, and Mason Brimmerwald. The senior showmanship banner was sponsored by Judy and Johnny Sykes of Anselmo with Kiko Meat Goats and registered in percentages.
We don't have any senior showmen in the dairy show this year. First call for junior or spring heifer calf.
Okay, so over there in the dairy show, Livia Foken was the champion in junior showmanship, and Pearl Williams was reserve.
junior age, Olivia Foken was first place, Pearl Williams was second place, and Sophia Williams was third place. Nice job.
Okay, that was confirmed there. We're back over here with junior goat showmanship. 11 to 13 years of age as of January 1st are the showmen. Quinn Rosentrader, Addie Jones, Leah Cox, and Mason Bemerwald all out there.
Entering the ring is the spring heifer Olivia Foken.
Spring heifers being shown off of your screen there. 2 entries for Olivia Foken, but she's only got 1 set of hands, obviously, so she's out there showing her spring heifer calf.
Junior showmanship banner for goats is sponsored by Judy and John Sykes of Anselmo with the Kiko goats.
Thanks for your comments, Sarah. Appreciate you watching and tuning in. Love hearing from where people are watching from and who they're cheering on. Junior goat showmanship right here. Out there, Quinn Rosentrader, Addie Jones, Leah Cox, and Mason Bemerwald. Looks like we'll hear from the judge.
Another nice class here with our showmanship, and something I've seen between all 3 classes that probably all the kids can work on is getting those back feet set up. Maybe I'm more older there in terms of that, but I like going back there with your hands and setting them up. Ones that I think you can get a better set. You can get the feet set up exactly where you want to. And then if you want to pop those fronts to get power, totally fine. But when you pick them up and just slam them back, that's when your goats are wanting to fight you. Those are when your goats are not wanting to set up and show you right. And so maybe I would challenge all the kids so far today that if you're going to show a weather and you want that added power, to go back and really set those back feet. With that said, young lady up front's going to go ahead and get us started. One that I think of our class, she comes ultra smooth. One that she can get out and travel the ring really well for me. And then with that, one that as we sit here, I'm on the side and started making some calls. Her goat was the only one that has not moved. She got that thing set up. She does a fairly good job of getting it shown off. So with that, very happy to go ahead and have her win it for me. Young man here with the dapple weather, one that I think follows our winner in terms of smoothness, one that does a good job getting out and traveling, one that probably does a better job of getting that head up and back. Just got to work on getting those back feet set up better for me. One that you were wanting to kind of push them with your feet, and with that, it was kind of causing your back feet on that goat to kind of be all over the place, but 2 very nice ones. Young lady here in third, one that I think gets the most amount of power out of her weather out of the top 3. One that when the weather is wanting to do their job, she can get it set up fairly well. It was just for her today that her gut one that was really wanting to push back and just could kind of never get him set up all the way. So we're very happy to have her third. Young lady there in fourth, one that's really smooth, but one that when you pulled him in, you never really tried to set those feet. There was quite a few times that when I looked over, those feet were just way too off for me. But a very good group of 4. Good class. Congratulations.
Our spring calf today in a Holstein show, I think is the only Holstein that we have here today. it's really too bad because this calf can stand quite a bit of competition. So you just love how the calf, tall and long and dairy throughout. You love her cleanness and openness of the rib. I extremely like how she's long from the pins to the thurls, and just from the hooks to the pins, and then very tall and high in that thurl. Just a nice flat rump. Love how she walks, carries herself, tracks very well. Very deserving to be a junior champion today.
Up next in the goat showmanship, it will be the pre-junior showman with Baron Rosentrader, Cora Rosentrader, Finley Jones, and Chloe Jacobson. Enter the ring.
Entering the ring now is a 3-year-old dairy cow class with Pearl Williams. Olivia Foken got first place in the junior dairy spring heifer class and also was junior champion. And that award was sponsored by Custer Dairy Herd Improvement Association. Thank you to our sponsors.
As you heard there, Livia Foken was the junior champion. Three-year-old dairy class going on over there now with Pearl Williams. What you're looking at on your goat side of things is pre-junior goat showmanship.
The pre-junior goat showmanship banner is sponsored by Ron and Peg Carta.
Our 3-year-old Jersey cow here, we're going to award her purple ribbon. You just like the way she walks uphill, the strength in the front end, the depthness of that barrel, and the depthness in that chest floor, and how wide it is. Moving on back, the memory, she's got a quality memory system. Maybe like to tuck it up in under a little bit more, make it a little higher and wider in the rear, and strengthen a little bit in that forerunner. But just a very nice quality cow. Cow shows a lot of dairiness throughout and carries herself very well.
Receiving a purple ribbon is Pearl Williams in the 3-year-old class. Entering the ring now is a 4-year-old dairy cow class with Sophia Williams.
Sophia Williams, 4-year-old dairy class right there.
Good group here in showmanship. Going to go ahead and side with the young ladies. White Weather up front. One that I think she's really smooth. One that as we've stood here, Weather has not fought her. She stayed really calm. She can get out and travel the ring. And then for the big thing for me is that when I went around the front, she always knew where I was. She got off, showed me the chest floor, and just got to make sure that we know where the judge is. Taking nothing away from the young man here. one that I think gets a lot of power out of his goat.
Test 1, 2. Let me know if you can hear me again, folks. I don't know what the issue was or even if the sound is back until you let me know. Nothing changed. I'm sitting up here completely still, but I guess I don't know. Okay, I see a thumbs up reply. That's good. Nice thing is, there wasn't really any sound that was going on when you were not hearing me. Cora Rosentrader was the champion in pre-junior showmanship. Baron Rosentrader was the reserve champion.
With our dairy does, young man up front's going to go ahead and get it. One that, when you step back here and study it, one that comes really sharp there to the point of its withers, one that comes more adequate in the turn to its rib, ask it to get out and go, one that takes a really fluid stride. Very nice female to go ahead and get us started. One that I think follows the type and kind of our class very well is the young lady's doe here in second. One that I think comes just a nickel sharper there to its withers. One that's able to get out and go with some flexibility, just not as much there today. But two very nice goats to go ahead and get us started. Young man's doe that's coming up next. One that is very green. One that just needs a lot of time. These last two are very, very young, so it's harder to put them up against these does just because there's not as much of them there. And with that, they still have a lot more chance to grow, to catch up. And so young man's doe out of the bottom pair. One that I think comes better there in terms of its blade. One that comes more appropriate in the tip and hind leg assembly. Nice goat there in third. Taking nothing away from the young man's goat there in fourth. One is the smallest, one that is clearly the youngest, so it's just really hard when you get out here with some bigger does to go ahead and do that. But a very nice class. Congratulations.
Okay, so first in that class, Peyton Williams. Second, Avery Williams. Going back to the showmanship.
The next class of dairy goats will be
going back to the showmanship side. Let's just recap all of that. Senior goat showmanship champion, Callie Harris. Reserve, Lorena Shada. Champion, junior showman, Leah Cox. Reserve, Mason Bimmerwald. Champion in pre-junior showmanship was Cora Rosentrader. Reserve, Baron Rosentrader. And then we went to overall, where it was the two juniors. Repeating, champion was Leah Cox. Reserve champion was Mason Bemmerwald. Now the second group of dairy goats, non-milking, 1 to 2 years old. Addie Jones and Finley Jones are out there.
Young lady up front's going to go ahead and get us started. One that I think of the pair, one that I think looks more like a female, one that comes with some added length and extension to her front third, ties higher there out of the top side of her blade. One that's also stronger right there behind her chine, comes back plenty sharp with the right kind of rib shape. Good, very nice female to go ahead and get us started. Taking nothing away from the young man's doe there in second. One that probably comes a little bit bigger hipped and stouter pinned. One, though, that its parts and pieces just don't hook up quite as smooth as our class winner. One that doesn't tie quite as high out of the top side of its blade. One that wants to get off right behind it, but a very nice pair. Congratulations.
The last class of our dairy goat showmanship is the overall dairy goat. We don't have any production ones this year, so this will be the conclusion of the dairy goat show.
They're getting close to having the bucket calf parade on the other side of the show ring now. That's coming up here shortly. So we have first and second from both of the dairy goat classes competing against each other for overall and overall reserve champion.
A nice dairy goat drive here. We got 4 animals that I think all read with quality in their own right. And with that, ones that are very different in terms of their type and kind. With that, I do believe that there are a pair that come more adequate in terms of their rib turn, ones that are wider, ones that are able to track maybe just a nickel freer, and ones that it's also easier to see where they're going to be just because they are a nickel holder. And so your champion will be right here. Congratulations.
That'd be Addie
For
Jones.
reserve, very happy to follow it up with the second from that class. One that I think matches that class winner in terms of power. One that comes really good in its rib. Very nice pair. Congratulations.
Up next in the goat show will be the meat goats now with the market does. The first class will just have 1 entry of a doe in that 50-pound range. And it is Callie Harris with number 008.
Only got one out here, but one that I think reads with a ton of quality. She's big up high. She's packed full of muscle with the right kind of rib turn. She's stout. She's opened up. But one that when you set her in motion, get picky on her. One that kind of wants to taper down there to the surface. Doesn't want to hold her true genuine width down low. But one that I think just in terms of covering the market fundamentals, very nice market doe. Good class. Congratulations.
The next class in market goats will be the does in the 70-pound range, and that is Chloe Jacobson.
Again, there's only one in this class, one that I think reads with some quality. Get your hands on that one that comes with some added touch and tone, one that from the side is really tall and long, gives you some added length and extension. One that when you watch her track away, she's probably not the widest thing ever, one that I'd like to blow her apart there in terms of her pin set, but a very nice doe. Good class, congratulations.
Next class will be the champion meet doe. Entering will be the 2 does. The banner for the champion meet doe, market doe, will be sponsored by Terry Rosentrader family.
Again, we've got Callie Harris out there with her 58-pound doe. Chloe Jacobson with the 77-pound doe. Each of them in single entry classes, but now competing for champion and reserve champion market doe. Thank you to our Purple Ribbon sponsors, including Custer Public Power District, geographically the largest rural public power district in Nebraska, serving over 8,000 square miles of territory. Thank you as well to Full Circle Irrigation.
Very nice market doe drive. We got 2 out here that I think are very good in their own rights. And with that, ones that are at different stages. I got one that's probably more ready today, one that comes with some added touch and tone, one that gives you some added look, and then we got one that I think comes maybe just a little bit, or one that comes fuller there in terms of her rib with some added rib shape. One that I prefer her front skeleton, but if we're thinking about the market fundamentals, ones that come with some added touch and tone, one that's probably more ready today for me, your champion market doe will be right here. Congratulations. Taking nothing away from the young lady's red doe, one that I think has a lot of really good pieces, one though she just needs more time, one that she is smaller, one that she also just doesn't handle quite as well as our winner, but 2 very, very nice ones. Congratulations.
So Chloe Jacobson is champion, Callie Harris is a reserve.
Next up in the ring for the goat show will be the pre-market wethers, less than 50 pounds, and we have Callie Harris with number 0011.
Okay, so Callie will come in. While she's doing that, want to continue thanking Full Circle Irrigation. Thanks, Todd and Darlene. With locations in Litchfield and Broken Bow, Full Circle Irrigation is your local valley dealer. Thank you to Moline Seed and Fence, supplying ranches and contractors across the state with quality fencing and feedlot supplies. Check out their location near Gothenburg and their new location in Thedford. And thank you to Big Jim's Bar of Oconto. If you haven't been to Oconto to try Big Jim's Pizza, make it your next destination. Some say the best pizza around can be found at Big Jim's in Oconto. Thank you to all of the sponsors you see there in the top right-hand part of your screen. They're all making it possible for us to be here streaming for 4 days.
Really nice market weather. One that comes correct there in terms of his muscle pattern. He comes with the right kind of turn to his rib. He's stout. He's opened up. One that it'll be very interesting to see just how he grows, just because I wish he had some more flexibility out of that hip and hind leg assembly. But 2 very nice ones. Congratulations.
Okay, that was just a single entry there. So now we go to market weathers 55 to 59 pounds. 4 entries here. 2 Rosentraders and
Judd says
2
he still has
Cox.
it to catch them goats running. wrangled a few over his years.
Cora Rosentrader with 2 entries and Leah Cox with 2 entries, 55 to 59 pounds.
Banner for Meat Goat is sponsored by John and Judy Sykes of In Summer with Hugo Goats. Next in the class,
We've got 6 different classes of market weathers. This will be our second of 6 classes. After our market classes, we'll go to meat goats, breeding doe class less than 1 year of age. And then we'll have meat goat breeding doe class 1 year or older. Single entry there. And that will wrap up the main part of our video streaming for the 2025 Custer County Fair. We'll, of course, have several of these animals back and the showmen back as well for the livestock auction. That'll take place on Thursday night. We will broadcast the champions and reserve champions as they're sold. And that will put a complete bow on our coverage for the 2025 Custer County Fair. Might not have lost sound, and I'm just not saying anything. Maybe that's the case. The goats aren't making much noise, believe it or not. Hopefully that's the situation. Let me know if not. Or I guess let me know if that was the situation.
Get your hands on him. He's big up high. He's got some pull and spread, comes back to a big hip and stout pin set. He's opened up. One that maybe he's not the freshest in terms of his touch and tone, but one that's certainly good enough for me today. Young lady there with the red-headed weather. One that I think comes with some added look and extension from the side. One that he's got adequate in terms of his muscle. He's just not axed out. He's just not quite as opened up as our class winner, but two very nice ones to go and get started. Young ladies, white-headed weather here. One that, once again, will give you some look here from the side. One when you get behind it, though. One that just doesn't come with the same kind of muscle, same kind of shape. One that gets flatter-sided on you. Young ladies, weather, we'll go ahead and round out the class. Same kind of story. One that he's big from the side. He's long. One, we just need a lot more of him. But good class. Congratulations.
Again, we had two showmen with two different entries, so by process of elimination, I'll try to figure out who's going to be coming back. We know that Leah Cox is one of them because she's wearing her own bib number, so she's one of them. But I can't tell, because of the way they were split up, if the other one that she was getting help showing was hers or not hers. So we'll just have to see when they come back for the Champion Market Weather Drive.
Next class in the ring will be the Market Weathers for the goat show. And it will be the 60-pound goats. Mason Brimmerwald with 1227. Lorena Schada with 1141. Cora Rosentrader with 1122. Lorena Schada with 0043. And Callie Harris with 009.
Market Weathers, 61 to 66 pounds, as you heard there. They've wrapped up the dairy show. That has gone final. They are going to have the bucket calf parade, so we'll switch back and forth between the two events when they start that on the other side, which I think could be pretty soon. They're kind of setting up over there. They're doing their interviews, and then they're coming out here for the parade after that. So they're going to be doing that here shortly. Lorena Schada with two entries out there. Cora Rosentrader, Callie Harris, and Mason Bimmerwald all out there right now. Thank you to Purple Ribbon sponsors, Pioneer Seed with Larry Leapart and Lacey Hopton and Anselmo, Monty Hermsmeyer and Sargent, and Mike and Justin Bailey in Ansley. Contact your local Pioneer dealer to see what Pioneer can do for your fields. Thank you as well to Prott Irrigation, Adam Prott. Whether it's a quick repair or a full upgrade, Renke and Prott Irrigation stand behind every system they touch. And thank you as well to Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers.
Good class here. Young lady up front with the red weather's going to go ahead and win it for me. One that of the class, he comes stout, opened up with the most amount of genuine width and dimension about him. He's got muscle, he's got rib. Maybe one that doesn't handle the best. He doesn't handle with the most amount of touch and tone ever, but one that I think is certainly good enough for me today. Very nice weather to go and get us started. Going to go ahead and follow him up with the other red weather in the class, one that I think matches his type and kind very well. One that comes with some muscle, he's stout, he's opened up. Maybe one that doesn't come with the same kind of Turner rib. Maybe one that just doesn't span the same kind of muscle up high, but a very nice top pair to go ahead and get us started. Young ladies, white weather will go ahead and be next. One that I think comes with some rib shape, one that'll give you some added look from the side. Just one that when you get behind him, one that just doesn't come with the same kind of power and mass and stoutness as the two weathers that we follow. Same kind of story for the young man's white-headed weather as well. One that'll give you some added look from the side. One that he is just a nickel greener for me today. One that when you get your hands on him doesn't spread with the same kind of muscle. One that also comes flatter-sided. But but a very nice goat there as well. Young ladies Blackweather will go ahead and round out the class. One that gives you some added look from the side. One, though, he comes the frailest in his feature. One that comes the flattest in terms of his rib and muscle. Good class. Congratulations.
So
Next
first,
class for the goat show will be Market Weathers. In the 70
first
pound
in that class was Callie Harris. Lorena Shada, with one of her 2 entries, was second. Market Weathers, 75 to 79 pounds, coming in now. Ansley Junior Livestock and Middle Loop both represented. Mason Bimmerwald with 2 entries. Chloe Jacobson with an entry. Lorena Shada as well. And Quinn Rosentrader rounds out the class. And this is class 4 of 6 in Market Weathers. We'll go all the way up to 96 pounds. Atela, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thanks for checking in, saying thanks for the video and audio. We started doing the video live streaming 5 years ago during COVID, and enough people told us, hey, COVID or not, I'm not able to make it to fair every year. I would appreciate it if you kept doing that. We have, and it's gone well for us. We're on day 3 of 3 for animal shows. We'll have the livestock auction on Thursday night. You'll be able to watch that right here on the St. Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. You can also listen to it on KCNI Radio if you would like. Here comes that next group, Market Weathers. Thank you to Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. From agricultural land, hunting, and recreational land to residential and commercial properties, they can help you purchase or sell the perfect property. And thank you to Trotter Service and Fertilizer in Broken Bow. Whether you're visiting Trotter Service, Trotter Fertilizer, or one of the many Trotter's Blow and Go locations, they have so enjoyed serving you in central Nebraska since 1962. Thank you to them for being such wonderful sponsors and supporters of 4-H and FFA Youth, as all of the sponsors you see scrolling on your screen are. Some of them radio and video sponsors, some of them radio only, some of them video only. It all results in all this coverage that we give you on radio and video being possible, and we thank you so much for helping us out. Bring it to friends and family of those competing. No matter how far away they are, farthest that somebody left a comment saying that they were watching from was West Africa. That was on day 1 of the show. Remember, bullfighting is tonight. That starts at 7:30. It was postponed. They made the right call there. So we got some pretty good lightning storms, pretty good winds as well. No hail, at least at my house on the north side of Broken Bow.
class here. Young lady up front's going to go ahead and win it for me. One that of the class I think covers the market fundamentals the best. He comes most equipped with muscle. He comes more adequate in terms of his rib shape. He's stout. He's opened up. Maybe one that doesn't handle great in terms of his touch and tone, but one that certainly handles good enough. One that when you ask him to get out and go, one that's able to hit the surface square, and one that's able to better utilize his hip and hind leg assembly. Young ladies, weather will go ahead and be next. One that I think tries to emulate what our class winner does well. One that comes with some added body. One that he's stout. He doesn't come with the same kind of muscle. One that gets shallower there in terms of his twist. And watch this guy track away. One that just wants to put some added pressure there on his outside hoof wall, causing him to swivel. The young man's dapple weather will go ahead and be next. One that from the side gives you a really good look. He stands tall there at the point of his shoulder, ties high there out of the top side of the blade. One that's long spined, but one that when you get your hands on him, it doesn't come with the same kind of spread of muscle, and one that when you get behind him, same kind of story. Young ladies, white, tan-headed weather will go ahead and be next. One that I think is very similar here to our dapple weather. One that he gives you some added look. One that's got some added rib shape. One, though, we just need some more muscle in that guy. Same kind of story for the young ladies, black weather, that's going to go ahead and round out the class. One that as you study him, he's got some good pieces. One that he's got some Turner rib. We just need more mass and muscle in that guy. One that he is just a nickel frailer for us, but a very nice class. Congratulations.
Quinn Rosentrader first in that class. And I believe Lorena Schade was second in that class. Mason Bimmerwald was the only double entry in that class. This is Market Weathers, 83 to 89 pounds coming in next. Just two entries here. Chloe Jacobson and Baron Rosentrader. We'll have one more class after that, 95 and 96 pounds. Baron Rosentrader with two entries there, and Keelan Wattoon with one entry. We'll determine a champion market weather and then overall and overall reserve champion market. Which there were only two market does. So those two does will have to go against all of these weathers.
Go ahead and win it for me. One that once again, one that just comes with more muscle. One that actually has some shape there to his twist and lower stifle. He's stout. He's opened up. Ask him to get out and go. One that can move more than good enough for you. Get your hands on him. He spreads big up high. Very nice place to go ahead and get us started. Young man's black-headed weather will go ahead and be next. One that when you study him here from the side, he's got some good pieces to him. He comes equipped with the right kind of rib shape and depth. He's big-chested and opened up. He's big-footed. One, though, that when you get behind him, one that doesn't come with the same kind of muscle. He's not as big-hipped and stout-pinned as our class winner, but two very nice ones. Good class. Congratulations.
Okay, so first in that class went to Chloe Jacobson. Second in the class, Baron Rosentrader. Baron will have to turn around as he's got two entries in this next class. And Keelan Wattoon will have one entry. They represent Ansley Junior Livestock and South Loop, respectively. So here they come.
Another good class here. Young lady with the belted leather is going to go ahead and get it started. One that, man, when he wants to cooperate, he actually lines out really well. One that in terms of his pattern, he just fits together so well. He's big hips, stout pinned, really blown apart there. And one that comes really stout with the right kind of rib shape. Get your hands on him. One that spreads really good there in terms of his muscle. He's got shape, he's got dimension. Very nice way to go ahead and get this class started. Next two are very close because they're very similar in terms of their type and kind. But with that said, young man's black dapple weather will go ahead and be next. One that I think he's really opened up. One that matches our class winner in terms of their rib shape. You really got to like him here from the 3/4. One that he's stout. One, though, he doesn't come with the same kind of muscle as our class winner. And one that when you set him in motion, he wants to get a little squirrely there on that back right. One that just causes him to work on the outside plane of his skeleton. Young man here with the red dapple weather. One that from the side, he hooks up really nice for you. Ties high there out of the top side of his blade. One that'll give you a pretty good look. Maybe one that's a nickel straighter there off those rear two. And one that just doesn't come with the same kind of muscle as our black one here in front of us. But two very nice ones to round out the class. Congratulations.
So first in that class, Kalen Wittoon, Baron Rosentrader second in that class. So now we'll determine the champion and reserve champion Market Weather. They will go against the champion Market Does for overall following that.
The next class in the ring for goats show will be the Market Weathers, the 90-pound goats. Baron has overall, I want to say that's the last class, the overall one. So we should follow in with the first and second pair up and go in. Or however you want, 1 and 2. Weight order.
They're getting them all lined up. Here comes that championship drive. Market Weathers. Again, there were 6 classes. And looks like upper right to bottom left, they're organized by weight.
Drive we have here. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for all the kids. We got 5 really nice class winners out here, but with that said, I do believe there's one that just in terms of the way that they're able to blend their added mass and power and muscle onto a really good pattern and skeleton, one that when you get your hands on him, he spreads big up high, he's stout, he's opened up. He's not wanting to work today, but with that, your champion Weather will be right here.
That's Keelan Wittoon.
For reserve, it does get really close for me because we got all sorts of different types and kinds, and what you just got to go with is there's one out here with some added shape, one that I think is more market ready for me today. He's stout, he's opened up when you handle him, he comes with the right kind of spread, maybe doesn't put it in the same kind of package as our class winner, or not our class winner, our champion, but one that I think is very nice, one that I think follows him up really well. Your reserve Weather will be right here.
And that would be Chloe Jacobson.
Champion Weather Meat Goat banner is sponsored by ALP1 Albert Dairy by Albert and Laura Price. Up next will be the overall meat goat, market goat, and that will be the champion Weathers and the champion Does together. Now we have
While we're waiting on our overall grand champion market drive, we want to thank more of our wonderful purple ribbon sponsors, including the Custer County Ag Society. They welcome you to the fair. Make sure you look at the calendar of events at custercountyfair.org. You won't want to miss out on what's coming up. Thank you as well to C&M Auto of Broken Bow. From routine maintenance to major repairs of gas and diesel vehicles, they have you covered using the latest diagnostics to find the problem They have competitive rates and offer 24-hour service to you. Thank you as well to Nebraska State Bank, your local bank serving the area since 1918 with locations in Callaway, Myrna, and Broken Bow. They have your financial service needs covered. Stop by any location today to set up free checking for personal or business needs. So Keelan Wittoon will stay out there as she had the champion Market Weather. We're waiting on Chloe Jacobson, who was just the reserve champion with her Market Weather, to come back with her champion Market Doe. Then whichever of them is the champion, well, I'm assuming they'll pull the reserve champion from that class and bring them up to compete with the others for overall reserve. So we're just waiting for Chloe to come back out here.
Callie with 008, the doe, and Chloe with the doe, 1204.
Okay, so yep, Chloe will come out and Callie will come out as well.
With the 1201 and Chloe with 1202 from weather.
And Chloe will have to, yeah, like I just mentioned, Chloe will have to get her Market Weather that she was reserve champion with as well. So Chloe is a busy one right now, and she's getting some help. Here comes Callie Harris. And she's got her reserve champion Market Doe.
There we go. Got our kids and goats out here shuffled. For your overall Market Go, what I'm looking for is simple. Ones that are able to have some muscle and mass about them, ones that are stout, and then when they can do that and give you some added look and still be really shapely, very happy with that. So with that said, and your champion overall Market Goat will be right here. Congratulations.
As Keelan Wittoon.
For reserve, very happy to follow it up with our reserve Weather, one that I think matches our champion in terms of being shapely, stout. Very nice job. Congratulations.
Okay, so Keelan and Chloe both have their weathers. Win champion and reserve, and then overall champion and overall reserve. So congratulations to those two.
The last couple classes of Market Goats will be the breeding does. That class will be Quinn Rosentrader with 1201.
So now we flip the page to the final page. We've got meat goat breeding.
And those would be less than 1 year old breeding doe.
We've got less than 1 year of age breeding does. Quinn Rosentrader with 2 entries. Keelan Wittoon has got to go put her overall champion away and come back out with her breeding doe. As we're approaching the end of our first 3 days of Custer County Fair live streaming coverage. We want to thank Healing Hearts and Families again, where they work to educate the public through outreach activities and public education programs to increase awareness of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and bullying. Donate to support them and attend their gala coming up this fall at Healing Hearts and Families. Thank you as well to Sargent Irrigation. With 9 locations in Nebraska and Iowa, they offer well drilling and pumping services. Find them online or on Facebook. They're proud of the participants who worked so hard for fair. Thank you to them for their support. And thank you to Central Nebraska Diesel. Renke is built durable and reliable. High-strength steel, superior engineering, and an industry-leading 10-year warranty on gearboxes. Contact Colton and find out for yourself. Here's that group of 3. Breeding does less than 1 year of age. Quinn Rosentrader with 2 entries and Keelan Wattoon with a single entry.
Very nice class here with our breeding does. Young lady up front, she was one that just watching her walk in, this was kind of the goat to beat. One that I think is more youthful and, or one that comes more youthful there through her rib cage. She's really big up high. She's big hips, stout pin, really opened up at the surface. One that when you study her from the side, one that travels back to her flank very, very well. One that puts her pieces together. Very nice female to go ahead and get started. Second and third, those are ones that get very close for me because they're very similar in terms of their type and kind. But with that young lady over here to my left, she'll be second. One that I think comes more true there in the turn to its rib, and one that I think better utilizes her hip and hind leg assembly, causing her to just hit the surface square. The young lady's tan-headed doe will go ahead and be third. One that stands taller there at the point of her shoulder than our doe in second. One, though, we just get too squirrely off those back 2, and we get a little too flat-sided, but a nice class.
So Keelan Wattoon first, and then Quinn Rosentrader with her 2 entries was second and third in the class.
The remaining class would be for the individuals would be Keelan Wattoon with her breeding doe 1 year and older. Then following this will be the best dressed kid. And we'll see what the animals get dressed like and if the exhibitors get dressed to match.
So as that was the only breeding doe class less than 1 year of age, champion was Keelan Wattoon. Quinn Rosentrader was reserved.
The banner for champion meat goat breeding doe is sponsored by Agland ATV. On behalf of the Custer County 4-Hers, parents, and volunteer leaders, we would like to thank the Custer County Ag Society for the champion and reserve champion rosettes and ribbons, and the best of show, the reserve best of show, and all of the other event ribbons and the premium money that the children receive. Their continued support is greatly appreciated. And sincere thanks expressed to all of our sponsors and contributors to the fair.
Only got one here, and one that's really fun to study. No matter where you look at this doe, you can just see power. She's wide-chested. She's huge-footed. One that comes really good there in terms of her rib shape and depth. She's big hips, stout pinned. One that gets out and goes fairly well. Maybe one that you wish you just had a nickel more flexibility out of those rear 2 to go and take a longer stride. won that man when she wants the silhouette right there. Very nice female. Congratulations.
Okay. So now we'll kind of see what's going to happen here. The order of things in the book confuses me because they had the breeding doe class less than 1 year of age, and then right under that it said champion and reserve champion breeding meat doe. But then we just had another breeding meat doe just shown by Keelan Mattoon, but that's listed after the lines for champion and reserve champion. So if they bring those back in to compete against each other, either way, Keelan Mattoon is going to be the champion, if that's what they're going to do, which I think it looks like they are going to. Yeah, they will. And they'll bring Quinn Rosentrader's reserve champion breeding meat doe in there as well. Fatalia's still watching. Hopefully I pronounced your first name right. I'll ask you the correct spelling of your sister's name, because I'll be honest, they've got it spelled two different ways in the program here. I want to make sure on the post I put on the Sandhills Express Facebook page that I spell it correctly. Is there a... I'm basically wondering if there's two Y's in her name or just one, because they've got it spelled Keylynn and they've got it spelled Keylynn. Just want to try to get it right myself.
Very nice breeding doe drive here. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for all the kids. This will probably be one of the last times that I'm on the mic, so want to make sure that I take the opportunity to say thank you to the Custer County people for having me out again this year. It was a lot of fun getting to come out here and work through your goats and work through your kids. So thank you for that. Let's go ahead and also give them a big hand for putting on a great show today. It's never easy putting on a show. I've been on both sides of it. And so it really does take a crew to get it done. And with that, you guys have a very good one here. Make sure that all you kiddos go home, tell your grandparents, parents, friends, family, guardians, doesn't matter. People who got you here, thank you. You guys have a great opportunity to grow up here in the show ring. You guys also have a great chance to be in agriculture, to meet some amazing people. You get to grow up doing the thing that feeds our country and something that is the backbone of it. So make sure you guys are very thankful for that. And it's not easy doing it, so make sure that you tell those people thank you. Get off my soapbox. I'm not one for big, long speeches. Getting back to talking the goats, we got three really nice ones out here, but there is one that just in terms of her freshness, one that I think is more unique in terms of her type and kind. Really like this one's rib shape. She's fresh, she's athletic, she's stout, she's opened up. Your champion doe will be right here. Congratulations. For reserve, there's one that I think matches kind of her type and kind of being stout, opened up with the right kind of rib. Your reserve doe will be right here. Congratulations.
Okay, and Keelan Mattoon is getting some help showing her goats. So she was showing the overall and the reserve breeding doe.
Our remaining class, like I said, is the best dressed kid.
So congratulations to
and
Keelan.
It is,
and thank you, folks, for tuning in for the goat show, the dairy show as well. They are getting ready to start with the bucket calf parade over here.
What will the goats be dressed as? Following this, we do have a Pee Wee lead show
So we'll see if that bucket calf parade is going to get started. I want to get that on the air if we can. But I think they're still finishing up interviews. Yeah, sorry about that audio at the end. That announcer was topping out the mic. I remember that about him from last year. When he tops out the mic, the microphone clips out audio, and unfortunately that's an adjustment that has to be made down on the ground floor and across the way that I don't have anywhere near me. So sorry about that, but hopefully you got most of what he was saying, and I reported the winners afterward as well. So good deal there.
Triceratops.
A mermaid. A fairy. An army guy.
A cowgirl.
Curious George. Like we're going to bed.
All right, so that way I'm not the bad guy. We're going to have you guys vote, right? So as I go to each kid, put my hand over them, we'll cheer. Whoever has the loudest cheers will win. I think we got a pretty obvious winner. Curious George, good job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you to our goat judge today, Caleb Durheim from Lincoln, and we are glad you was able to come. Thank you. That concludes our goat show. And we will have the PB lead. So once they get their costumes off, we can probably lead that. Hold on, you got Curious George hanging on there. Yep, there you go. We will have a PB lead, so anybody who wants to lead a goat, Todd, if you want to come over here,
okay.
You sure can. Okay, just checking.
So that is the end of the 4-H goat show. And I'm just not seeing things come together over there. I'm not seeing things come together on the bucket calf parade side over there. So I'm not really sure how long we'll be waiting for that. But Dave is going to do some live coverage of that on Casey and I Pure Country if you folks would like to tune in for the Bucket Calf Parade. And if you want to see the Clover Kids Bucket Calf Parade, I did post the video of that on my Facebook page. Just search Jeremy Shipe, Casey and I, KBBN Radio on Facebook. You'll be able to find it there. We'll see if they're going to start the Bucket Calf Parade here soon. Hang with me, everybody. We'll see what's going on and if we can get this Bucket Calf Parade broadcasted. We'll be right back.
Tell you what, Custer County is definitely the beef county, isn't it? And I'll tell you what, I am so proud of each and every one of these 4-Hers and their ability to know so much about the beef industry, about caring for the livestock, about vaccinations, and just general care. And I'll tell you what, we are in excellent shape as far as the industry. So when some of us old boys go on, we're in great hands. I mean, look at the way they're bringing them in, they're prancing them, and they know their projects. And I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be possible without the chance to go through and have the 4-H leaders, the extension. You're gonna also have the parents, the guardians, the grandparents. Without Fair Board, everybody chipping in, this would not happen. So I thank you for that. And what's going to happen is I'm going to have them parade around twice, and then I'm going to ask each one of them a question and just have a little fun with them. And not only that, but they've worked all season really hard on this. They know their projects, and they deserve their time. Yep, so if you come up here. Okay, the first thing I'd like you to do is tell me your first name, your last name, the name of your calf. Let's go with those first.
My name is Ruby Bartok, and this is my calf, King.
King. And how did you get the name King?
Because I treat him like a king.
That sounds great. And he looks like a king. And what was the funnest thing that you did with your calf?
It was fun to blow dry him because I could make his hair look weird.
Okay, and how about the toughest thing you had to do?
It was hard to halter break him because he did not like the halter at all.
Well, I can tell you did a really good job because he is really leading well. Okay, if you want to go ahead and make a circle, and we're going to have you come back over here. If you just want to go down here a little further, and you'll parade it right back into this place. Okay, very good looking calf. Thank you, Ruby. Okay, and your name is?
Ember Goodhart Burr.
Okay, Amber, what's the name of your calf?
Annie.
Annie. And how'd you come up with Annie?
When I seen her, I know she would be my little Annie Ann.
Sounds good. It's a nice looking calf. And what are you going to do with it after fair?
Keep her as a breeding heifer.
Excellent. What was the funnest thing that you did with Annie?
Probably brush her with the brushes.
Sounds good. Was there anything that was tough about raising it?
Probably leaning it because she didn't really know at the time. Then it got easier and easier.
Well, I think you did an amazing job. You keep up the good work, okay? Thank you so much. Hi there, and what's your name?
Olivia Foken.
Okay, Olivia, can you tell me what is your calf's name?
Juniper.
Juniper, and how'd you come up with that name? How'd you come up with Juniper?
We just bought her like that.
Oh, and it had the name already. So what did you enjoy the most about this project?
Leading her.
Okay, so you were leading her, and did you ever give her a bath?
Yes.
Did she get you good and wet?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you for being here. You're doing an awesome job. I really like your calf. You got an awesome one. Keep up the good work. Hello, and what's your name?
Odette Pierce.
Okay, and what's your calf's name?
Charcoal.
Charcoal. Okay, so people, what I want you to know is Charcoal is a calf that was one of these unruly ones, okay? And I so much appreciate that she didn't bring that calf to this here, because if it's had a chance to hurt herself or any of the other kids, she made the right decision leaving it home, okay? But she still did the work. She come and interviewed, and I think that's amazing. Did you enjoy working with the calf, though?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the funnest thing you did?
I'm not sure.
Sure. Any difficulties?
Pretty much the whole thing.
Okay. So that was pretty much your attitude, huh? Well, I'll tell you what. You stay in the beef industry. Once in a while, we just get those animals that like to be fence jumpers and whatever else. But that's very few. The beef industry is still number one. Keep up the good work. Thank you for being here. Hello, and what's your name?
My name is Bexley Hoff, and this is Daisy.
Daisy. Okay. Where did you get Daisy from?
Her mom actually died.
Okay. And so you took care of her. Okay. What did you enjoy the most about this project?
Probably spending time with her and, yeah.
Did you enjoy giving it a bath?
Yes.
Did it get you good and wet?
Yes.
Yes. Did you have anybody help you with this calf?
I had my dad help me, my cousin help me. I had almost my whole family help me.
Sounds great. Well, you got a nice looking calf. What are you going to do with it after fair?
I'm going to bring it back next year as a bred heifer.
That sounds awesome. Thank you for being here. You're doing great. And your name is?
Cullen.
Colin. And what's your calf's name?
Snoopy.
Snoopy. And how'd you come up with that?
I just thought of it.
You just thought of it? Okay. And what did you enjoy about this project?
Feeding it bottles.
Feeding it bones? Feeding it
Bottles.
bottles. I'm sorry. Feeding it bottles, absolutely. Well, I can tell you what, you've done a good job with this calf, because you can really see that it's a good calf. And what are you going to do with it after fair?
I don't know.
You know? Okay. Hey, well, thank you for being here. You're doing great. Keep up the good work. I'm glad you're here. Hi there. And your name is?
Carson Jones.
Okay. And Carson, what is the name of your calf?
Bud.
And how did you get the name Bud?
I thought of it at camp.
Okay. Sounds good. So how did you get Bud?
It was a twin. And the mom took the other calf.
Absolutely. So you're basically the parent of this here calf. You're taking care of it, the caretaker. And it looks like you did an amazing job. You did a really good job. And I am so glad you're here today. What are you going to do with it after fair?
I'm probably going to see how it turns out, and then if it turns out well, we'll take it next year.
That sounds great. Well, I am so glad you're here representing Nebraska beef. Thank you for being here. Good job. Okay, and your name is?
My name is Joe Barron.
Okay, and what's your calf's name?
I call it the big one.
The big one. And how'd you come up with that name?
Well, we just started off with him and with calling him that, so we just didn't change it, I guess.
Okay. So did you enjoy having the big one around?
Yeah.
What was the funnest thing about it?
Probably blowing him.
Okay. And did you have any difficulties with the big one?
Probably when I was leading him around, because he always steps on my foot.
That's not very nice of him. Well, thank you so much for being here, and you've done an awesome job. We're glad you're here. Keep up the good work. Hello, and your name is?
Baron Rosentrader.
Okay. And what's the name of your calf?
Icy.
Icy. And how did you get the name Icy?
Because she's white.
She is white. Okay. Did you enjoy this project?
Yes.
And are you still feeding this calf milk?
No.
And so what's it getting now?
Grain and grass hay.
Absolutely. And did you enjoy the project?
Yes.
And what are you going to do with this calf after fair?
We might sell it.
Okay. And are you going to keep showing beef?
Yes.
Great. Well, I am so glad you're here, and you've done an awesome job. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, as you guys can see, these guys have done amazing with their projects. And Nebraska beef is in great hands, isn't it? Just so happy for each and every one of them. You know, the thing about this is really kind of the starting point. The thing about it is, if they can start knowing and understanding about the project and let the rest of the Americans know how well our farmers and ranchers take care of their animals and how much they care for them, that this is such a big factor. And it's hands down, the USA has the best beef in the world, and we know that. And as long as we got students like this here that are going to be coming up the line and being our representatives, we're going to be doing awesome. We're going to be doing awesome, and the future of 4-H is looking very, very bright. And I want to thank each and every one of them for being here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and call the purples to come up a few steps, okay? And then we'll have the blues stay a little further back. Before I go on and name those blues or purples, I do want you to know each and every one of these students has done amazing, okay? And I will tell you, each and every one of these could have been grand champion, but you got to do something to break it, don't you? You got to go through it. They got a 3-part system here. They've got a record book that they put detailed records of what they did each day or each month, okay? They've got an interview. So they go through and they interview with me, and some of you were in there listening to them, and they did tremendous, okay? They did tremendous on this. Some were more vocal than others, and that's okay. We got extroverts and introverts. And one student asked me what an extrovert was, and I said, it's people that like to talk like me. But anyway, besides that, we need both, all right? And the last but not least is the calf. And they got to have a calf to show us. And it's not necessarily which one is the best calf, but very well groomed. They have the ability to lead, and we know that that individual's worked with it. So it's kind of a combination of the whole thing, okay? Everything combined. Now, saying that, we're going to start with the purples. And if you would come up, and Dave, Kristen, who's always helping us out here, and he does amazing. If you would mind helping the kids come forward, maybe like 5-10 steps, okay? Perfect. Let's go with the first purple we'll have is Ruby. Ruby, would you come forward? Okay. The second purple will be Joe. Joe Barron. Okay. And I am so sorry, but is it Liva? Livia?
Where you at?
Right here.
Livia.
Livia? Livia, good job. Thank you. Livia, I am so sorry. You actually, because it had horns, I had to go back to blue. And I'm sorry. That was my bad. I am so sorry. That was one thing that's in the premium book, and so I really feel terrible about that. But you still did an amazing job. Okay. Yes, congratulations. The next one is Amber Goodhart Burr. Okay, and then we have Lexi Hoff. And is it called Kellen Johnson? Kellen? Okay, come on up, Kellen. Carson Jones. Okay, and again, people, because Odette did not have a cap with her, but she still did amazing, she will receive a blue, but thank you, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow, or next year, okay? And then we have Baron Grosstretter, and he will receive a purple.
Good job.
Okay.
You get one blue one. No.
I think
No, that's the Catholic color.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sounds good. Now, so first and foremost, again, let's give these guys and gals a round of applause for an awesome job. And of course, now it's time to make the announcement. What I'm going to do is go up and first of all, shake the hand of the reserve champion. And then I'll go through and shake the hand of the champion. So first is reserve champion, second will be the champion. But why I got your curiosity and your attention, it's time for a commercial. No. It's a special thank you to Carol Dunbar family, who maybe some of you know or maybe you don't know. But since the loss of their daughter, Melody, they have given a calf to whoever wins the bucket calf for 30 plus years. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, and when I got here, I had to sit down and talk with them. I'll tell you what, they're just two amazing individuals, and I'll tell you what, they want to make sure that each and every one of these kids has an opportunity to go on, so I really appreciate them. I also got a special thank you to Troy Walls and Colleen Peterson, our county agents. Let's give them a round of applause. I'll tell you, I don't care when I come down here, every time I come down here, everything is ready to go. And we got the most amazing comment writers or getting your projects ready to go in. Always got people like Dave that comes in and helps. And we got amazing students. And I mean, the whole thing makes it such a great fair. And I really, really appreciate it, along with the 4-H leaders, the volunteers, the fair board. Timeless energy and time goes into putting this on. And we really respect them. And the families. We couldn't do it without the families. And as being an FFA advisor, going on my 39th year, I so much appreciate what they learn in 4-H. So when I get them, they know what they're doing because of your guys' program, our program. Okay, let's give them all a round of applause. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else that I forgot to say, but if we did, just want to thank everybody that participates in this. Even just being here is huge. And thank you guys for being here with the radio. Really appreciate that. But last but not least, let's give one more round of applause to our 4-H members for showing their bucket calves. Okay, at this time, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to shake the hands of the reserve champion, okay? Dave, could I get you to hold this 1 second? Oh, you know what? I can do this here. There you go. Okay. Anybody want to give any last comments? No? No, okay. That's putting you on the spot. Or how about singing a song? No? Okay, we'll quit. Okay, I will tell you. We've got a great group here, and you guys have done amazing, okay? I want you to stay in the beef industry, and I want you to keep working the way you are. You all look so sharp, okay? And I can tell you, you're some of the most responsible students we got. Instead of going in there and playing video games, you're working with a calf. You're doing something important, and I strongly, strongly believe in that. Without further ado, the reserve champion. Congratulations. What do you think of that?
Thanks.
You know what? You're very well deserving. You had an amazing interview, and I so much appreciate you being here and each and every one of you. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, now even the tougher part. Now comes the grand champion. Trust me, when I had this here, I got it down to 4 students. That's as close as I could get it. I had to go back to the record books. I had to go back to the scores of the interviews. It was that tough. We got that quality of students. Once again, the grand champion will be. Congratulations. Well, I'm sorry.
You're good.
And what do you got to tell the audience?
Thank you for being patient with me and listening to me about what I said about my calf.
Okay, and are you pretty excited that you're going to be able to come to the Dunbar Ranch and choose a heifer next spring?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. Well, I'll tell you what, with today's prices, that's a pretty big prize. But once again, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you, and we'll have the Grand and Reserve go ahead and come by the Custer County side so the Dunbar family can get a trophy to them, their plaque, and take pictures. Thanks once again. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
Okay, and that will put a bow on our first 3 days of coverage. Our next coverage will come to you on Thursday at the livestock auction. You'll be able to listen to that on KC&I Pure Country or watch it here on the Sand Hills Express YouTube or Facebook pages. Have a great night, everyone. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.